Happy holidays, gang. It is that time of year that we look for peace on earth and goodwill towards all. And what am I doing? I'm launching a wargaming week. Yes, that's right. We're going to kick things off with a peek inside A Very Civil Whist from Phalanx Games right after this. Happy holidays, gang, and welcome once again to the Duct Tape Studios. I'm Jeff McAleer, your host here at the Gaming Gang channel. Thanks for joining me once again. Before I jump into today's first look, I do want to mention if you enjoy the Gaming Gang and would like to support the outlet, you can do so in a few ways. First, by utilizing our affiliate links to the One Bookshelf sites, such as Wargame Vault. And to do so, simply visit thegaminggang.com, click on one of our banner ads. That way, if you happen to make a purchase, I get a small portion of that sale. You can also make a one-time donation by way of PayPal or become a monthly member of our Patreon. You'll find links in the show notes. Also in those show notes, you're going to find an invite link to our Discord server. That's right. Be sure to hang with the gang over on Discord. Today, I am going to be taking a first look at A Very Civil Whist from Phalanx Games. It is designed by Fred Serval, and the game is for 2 players, ages 12 and up, plays in around 30 to 45 minutes. Right now, you can currently pre-order through GameFound for approximately $29.99. I say approximately because it is in euros. Of course, we've got those exchange rates. So let's swing on over to the other camera because here I've got A Very Civil Whist. Do want to mention the fine folks over at Phalanx Games were kind enough to provide me with this review copy, but neither I nor anyone else affiliated with the Gaming Gang has received any other sort of compensation for me to share this first look with you. It's very important you know that. Now, let's get the shrink wrap off. And then we'll take a look at the back. A game of English Civil War whist with a twist. England is in turmoil. The authority of the crown is being challenged by Parliament. Fighting is spreading to every corner of the land. Will King Charles I retain his former power, or will Parliament and its Scottish allies prevail? A Very Civil Whist is a unique game for 2 players, combining aspects of trick-taking and area control in the English Civil War setting. Playing as either the Parliament or the Royalists, you will engage in a tug-of-war over different tracks linked to card suits and use famous generals and personalities of that time to boost your chances of winning. Very, very interesting. I'll be the first to point out, I know zero about whist outside of it was a very popular card game during the time of Charles Dickens and Jane Austen. I don't know the rules to it or anything like that. All right, so first thing, let's take a look at the rule book. It says A Very Civil Whist is a historical board game that puts you in the middle of one of the most turbulent periods in English history, the First English Civil War, 1642 to 1646. In this game, you'll play either the Royalists or Parliament, 2 opposing factions vying for political, economic, and religious control of England and Wales. The game is based on the classic German whist card game, but with a few twists, including leaders and assets presenting key actors in this war. With strategic play and a bit of luck, you can lead your faction to victory and secure your place in history. So here we've got our game components. Setting up the game. So it looks like we put decks of cards here. How to win. There are 2 victory conditions. At the end of the round, if at the end of the round, a side's domestic support marker is in a matching victory space and the fronts of at least 2 war tracks are in a matching victory space, that side wins. If both or neither sides fulfill that condition, the game continues for another round. If there is no end of round winner after the end of round 4, the side with the most fronts on war tracks in matching victory spaces wins. If there is still a tie, the side that won the last trick wins the game. So this is a trick-taking game. So it's talking about key concepts here. So, of course, in a trick-taking game, a side tries to win tricks. In the case of this game, a trick is a contest between a pair of cards, one played by each side, that is won by one side. The value of the card played between 4 and 10 and its suit, heart, spades, diamonds, clubs, determines who wins. Prior to a card being played, one of the suits will have been chosen as the trump suit. Once a trump suit is determined, one side starts a trick known as leading by playing a card. That card's suit is now the leading suit. The leading suit may also be the trump suit. The opposing side must play a card of the same suit if they have one in their hand. If they do not, they can play any card. This type of trick taking is known as must follow. Once both cards are played, they are compared. The side that played the highest value card of the trump suit wins. If no card of the trump suit is played, the higher card in the leading suit wins. In the case of a tie, the side that's leading the trick wins. There you go. Pretty simple. We have war tricks. We have hearts, spades, diamonds, and clubs. Those are going to be the different tracks. We have domestic support tracks, which are spades and clubs, support for the Royalists, hearts and diamonds, support for Parliament. The Royalists begin with 4 leaders, while Parliament begins with 3 and may receive another one by reaching the 8 space on their domestic support track. So we get how to play the game. We have preparation phase, play 4 planning tricks, place leaders, add claimed bonus action cards. Oh, there's an optional rule for foreign influence. Like I said, this looks pretty interesting. And then we get a little historical background here as well. All right, so we also have a board. Take a peek at this. It is 2 by 2 as far as the panels go. So leader casualties go there, action cards, bonus action cards, and event cards. And then we've got our tracks here. So as we can see, this here is spades, diamonds, hearts. Looking to see where the clubs are. Each player gets a player aid, it looks like. Move this out of the way. There you go. So we have different markers here, and it tells us what the ability for that is. And then we have the breakdown of our preparation phase, action phase, end of round. So we've got 2 of those. Got a little punch board with some counters here. We also have some various different pawns. And this is what we're going to use to track our tracks. Looks like these are chess pieces here. Huh. Okay. Well, it's better than just a little piece of cardboard. It's kind of nice. Then we've got our deck of cards. Let's see. I'll just use the hobby knife. It's like standard number of cards. They're pretty cool. Period artwork on these. Got knaves, queens, kings, and jokers. All right. Cardstock, pretty solid. Pretty nice. And then this cool insert. So we've got our deck of cards. We've got our pawns, as well as our counters. We've got a couple of player aids, the board, and our rules. And that is a peek inside A Very Civil Whist by Fred Serval for Phalanx Games. I should have a review of this in the not too distant future because we are getting together to play some two-player games. My best friend Elliot Miller and I. All righty, so that is a peek inside A Very Civil Whist from Phalanx Games. Once again, this is for two players, ages 12 and up. Plays in about 30 to 45 minutes. It is currently available for pre-order over on GameFound for approximately $29.99. That's it for this time out. If you liked the video, by all means, please give it a quick thumbs up. Subscribe to the Gaming Gang channel if you haven't already. If you do subscribe, don't forget, ring that bell because it'll not only let you know when I share first looks, such as A Very Civil Whist. It'll also inform you when my live stream, the Gaming Gang Dispatch, airs Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evenings right here on YouTube at 7 p.m. Central. Of course, when you're not watching videos on the Gaming Gang channel, be sure to visit thegaminggang.com for all latest in tabletop gaming news, reviews, and a whole lot more you are not going to find here on YouTube. You know the drill. Get your geek on at thegaminggang.com. Thank you very much for watching. Once again, happy holidays to all of you. I am Jeff McAleer, and until I see you next time, certainly hope all of you get to enjoy plenty of great gaming with your gang.